back, everyone, on another episode of BNI First Diamond Chapter. Today we have our photographer, Shrimp with Camera, more known as Harriet Marshall, together with us to tell more about herself and her business. Welcome, Harriet.
Thank you.
Can you share to our visitors, our listeners, who are you? What do you do? Who are you?
So I think you pretty much said it all already. Harriet Marshall, or Shrimp with Camera. I'm a photographer, creative person in general. Have my hands in lots of pies. Not the best saying maybe to say online, and actually I think that I said that wrong. But yeah, through BNI, I'm a photographer. My favorite thing to shoot, the joke that I always say, is people, but with a camera, don't worry guys. And yeah, I like to capture those raw emotions, usually in events or those kind of things that you usually don't see when you're organizing the event or you're kind of putting the event on.
Very nice. All right, Harriet, why don't you tell our listeners, how long have you been part of BNI?
I would like to know that myself. I think I've been a part for almost 2 years. I think end of summer it will be 2 years.
Yeah, I want to say a year and a half maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh yeah, we're in January. Yeah, year and a half. I'm like, end of summer,
almost
so soon, I wish. Yeah, so year and a half I've been a part.
Great. And why did you join BNI?
I couldn't say. I was basically coerced to join a meeting.
By me.
With language that I definitely can't repeat, sent to me in a text message. But I'm really glad that I did. I joined one meeting, and as Jan, you'll see in another episode, said that he loved the energy. And yeah, I felt the same way, loved the energy. The people were really motivational, which was really inspiring for me at the time, especially at the time, it still is, but because I was building my business kind of from the ground at that point. I joined for lots of different reasons, but definitely to have that kind of environment around me was nice.
Very nice.
Not sure if that was actually the question now.
It was.
Should always repeat the question in the Q&A section. You live and you learn.
Go check my LinkedIn to realize what that was all about. Anyway, a little promotion, a little alley-oop over there. But Harriet, why photographing?
I thought I heard a clock then. Like.
It's my shoes.
I think, I literally was like dramatic. I think that I started photography when I was a bit younger. My dad is a photographer, so he always had a camera with him, and I think it was my way of avoiding social situations. Because
and here we are, putting her in front of a camera.
Yeah, exactly. Love that for me. Yeah, it was a way to kind of enjoy the moment without being in the moment, so I just kind of would take the camera and slide off to the side and be creepy that way. But yeah, I don't know, I just found a passion, and I think I had a natural eye, and then over the years I've just kind of honed that. Big thanks to my dad actually, who had the patience to teach me the things when I asked him random questions here and there, which I still do. So yeah, I don't know, just something that kind of fell into my lap. I didn't pursue it as a career, but I was kind of scouted a little bit, and then started with one big client, and then kind of thought, well, I could do this, and then I joined BNI kind of simultaneously.
Great. And where's your business standing today?
On its 2 feet, I guess. Maybe 1 foot. I don't know. After this episode, I might be out of business, most likely. No, it's been building. Last year was very instrumental for me, actually. A lot thanks to BNI. And yeah, I'm excited to see where it's going to go. This year I'm going to be doing some different things, creative things, creating a couple new projects, which will be really cool. But it's maybe not standing, maybe it's like squatting at the moment. But it's going well, I'm enjoying it. I have clients coming back to me as well, which is always a good sign. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Great. Harriet has been taking endless amount of pictures for me as well, and works with me as well, and it's whoa. The talent that this woman has in her is insane, and she loves to hear that in front of a camera because she is so secure with her talents. Amazing. Now, Harriet, can you tell us a little bit more about a project that has gone through BNI, something that you've enjoyed the most? Anything specific comes to mind?
That's a really good question, and we're gonna be cutting that right away. And now I've just like forgotten everything that I've ever done through BNI people. Well, I mean, the thing that comes to mind would be, the most recent would be working with you kind of as a creative director, which right now is content creator, copywriter, you know, because we're building up that part of your business. But that's something that's really cool. And we're close friends outside of BNI and before BNI, of course. But who's to say whether that would have passed our minds if we didn't have that environment of working together and kind of having that business relationship as well at the same time. So potentially that. What I like about BNI is that it's always a different thing that I'm photographing. It's always a new challenge. So we could think about different events that you do and people reach out and say, oh, could you do this? For example, a couple of weeks ago, Tomasz, our magician, who maybe he's here, maybe he's not, we don't know. He reached out to me and asked if I could take photos of his friend, something for a gallery. And I didn't know if it was his friend's gallery. I didn't know if it was a gallery opening. I didn't know if it was just a dinner in the gallery, and neither did Tomasz. So it was a bit of a fun project to do. And it was literally like, in a couple of hours, can you do this? And I said, yeah, why not? So it's always something different and new, which I like a lot.
That's the beauty of having so many different style of people and everyone in the room, and it's just crazy how different people you meet through BNI in good, in bad, in everything in between. It's the beauty of it for sure. Talking about BNI and talking about networking, what would, Harriet, be your one key thing that you could give to our listeners as a tip for better networking? And it cannot be standing in the corner.
Just back away.
Yeah.
Really slowly. No. Well, I'm guessing Jan's episode is going to be out before this. If not, then this is not going to make sense. But another chapter member his recommendation was to stay quiet and listen, which I love that as a concept. However, I'm a person who doesn't think I have much value to say. So I would kind of go in the opposite direction and say, if you share a lot about yourself, then it kind of opens up the other person as well to share with you. And you get to talking about topics, and you can maybe connect on a different level, on a different topic. And then they find trust in you maybe, and think of other projects that they have that maybe you would suit for. Because I think with photography, it's quite a specific thing. You don't want to just invite any weirdo, which people do, into your space, you know? So you kind of want to build that relationship of trust or a good repertoire, that kind of thing. So yeah, talking a bit and maybe sharing a bit more information that you would feel comfortable sharing, or being specific with what you do or what you look for or what your passions are, because you never know how you're going to find that common ground with somebody else.
Absolutely. That's a great tip indeed. Great, Harriet. Okay. All the credits. Yes. Now, Harriet, you've been a business owner for a year and a half around now as a full-time, if I'm correct?
I work for myself, so I don't have my own business.
That's a business owner in our world. That's a business owner. Yeah. You don't have another job that you're doing. This is your full-time job.
Just rub it in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes. I have been more than a year and a half. So as I said, I was kind of found by this.
True.
Shout out Nicolas, if anybody knows. But he kind of found me because I was taking photos at his concert, and he is the one who opened all of this up for me, actually, because I studied criminology, very random, didn't know what I wanted to do. And then through him, I found that I could do photography. And in the beginning, I was just working with him. Didn't really know what I wanted to do, was a bit of a mess. Well, not a mess, but a hot mess. And then you actually invited me, and I thought maybe I can take it a bit more seriously, try to find some new clients, actually deep dive into it. So I think I did that for a year, maybe a year and a half before. So I think I think maybe I think it's 4 years now that I've been doing photography.
Great. And throughout the 4 years that you have been working for yourself and working, in your own business, what's the biggest thing that you've learned?
That you're always learning.
Lifelong learning. That is a value in BNI.
Right. Dropping that in there. Whether you want to or not. No, I think to always be humble, always be open to other people's ideas and visions, because often you will learn more through that, and you can develop your own especially with creative stuff, because there's no right way, you know, and you cannot always follow trends. So it's interesting to kind of just keep your eyes open all the time and listen to what everybody has to say, and then usually the outcome will be better than your initial thoughts. So yeah, that would be my...
Love that. Love that. Now, you already shared a little bit, but let me tap a little bit more into it.
Please do.
How have your business changed ever since you joined BNI?
Completely, you know, really to say. In the beginning, as I said probably 5 times by now, sorry about that. Yeah, in the beginning I was just working with this one guy mostly. I mean, other people had contacted me before for kind of one-off gigs, or I shot a wedding before, and the woman was like, yeah, we just need someone. And I was like, okay, I know what to do to make a photo look good, and I know how to edit and that kind of thing, but I didn't have a camera. I borrowed my dad's camera, and that kind of learning was really fun. Really stressful, but really fun. And so, yeah, I think it's developed a lot, you know, learning how to juggle more clients at a time, learning how to promote yourself and put yourself out there, even if you don't want to. I remember when I didn't have that many clients, and I would offer to go to places to shoot with the camera, to shoot certain people or certain things, because it's something I'm interested in, and then you get your name out there. Even if your name is Shrimp with Camera, you still get it out there, whether you want it or not. So yeah, through BNI, I've gotten more people, more experience, a really nice network as well, and you know that if you would need help from any of them, that they would be there for you as well, which always helps in a business setting. And it also helps to see that progression isn't always linear, you know, it can go up and down, and that kind of thing. Yeah.
That's a great answer. I love that so much, because in BNI I've noticed that so well, that even if you're a solopreneur, and you feel like you're doing it alone, but then when you're part of BNI, it's like, okay, I'm actually not doing it alone, even though I am. Like the guys like who are there are not doing my business, but they're kind of like my team. So it's definitely...
It's also a nice soundboard as well, because you have so many different...
perspectives and point of views. Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Job, what's the word?
Titles?
No, like...
Industries?
Yeah.
Native
we'll
English,
get there, yeah. She's English, so cut that part out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, lots of different perspectives.
Absolutely.
And I can see something from one point of view, but then someone can say, actually, you want to do it like this, because they see it from a different point of view, if it's like marketing or whatever it may be.
Absolutely. And how many times I've pulled something from our group of just being like, hey, how do you see this? Don't answer. How do you see this? And just to get these ideas. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. All right, Harriet, what is the goal for 2025?
My goal for 2025 is actually not really related to my shrimping.
Well, let's see if we're going to cut this out or not.
No, you know, the project that I'm working on.
Yes.
I don't know if I can talk about it. No.
If you want to, yeah. Absolutely. Okay.
So I'm creating I don't know what I can say actually about it. I'm creating something for women with my business partner, Jessica Reddy. And it's specifically for women in the health and fitness industry. So that's what we're going to be starting at the end of this month. Or the end of January, whenever this is going to... I don't know when this is going to air. So yeah, that's my big goal for this year, and that will be a very huge long-term project, which I'm super excited about.
I've heard more, and I'm loving it. I can't wait that you guys put it out there. It's going to be so needed in Prague. What is the goal for Shrimpy? Shrimp with Camera, your photographing company.
Yeah, sounds very rude, right? Just keep on taking new challenges, I guess. As I said, there's always something to learn. So last year I had the aim of becoming quite proficient in Photoshop. So I did that, and I've continued doing that. So that's something you can always level up, you know, there's always something to do. And this year I'm doing more video stuff. So maybe advancing in that area a little bit more, you know, expanding. I'm starting to have second shooters sometimes with a camera with me, assistants and stuff like that. So kind of growing the business laterally as well as vertically.
Very nice words.
Let's pretend that makes
now
sense.
The British came out.
Like I gotta prove myself.
I love that. Great. And now, Harriet, last but not least, for the listeners, how should they remember you by? What should they remember you by? What's something other than, I mean, nobody will ever forget when you say I'm a shrimp with camera. People will ask, what is shrimp with camera? And that was for a reason, not one of my questions. It's gonna come up in the next episode, guys. But what's something that people should remember you by?
You're looking at me like there's a right answer. Like,
Yeah.
say, I don't know, maybe the laugh.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
It creeps up on you.
Profession. I don't think it creeps on anyone. It's like right in your face.
It's a creepy.
Oh, it's creepy.
Yeah,
okay.
It creeps up on you.
But if someone creeps on you,
Yeah, I just realized that.
Yeah.
Not a native speaker.
Doesn't creep up on you, but is creepy. So you
Yes.
can remember that. That's all.
Yes, when you hear Harriet laugh, it really sounds like you are worried if she's dying or laughing. And most of the time she's dying laughing, but it's just how
Wishing
it is.
I was dying, but I was not.
Amazing. Thank you, Harriet, so much for telling more about yourself, your company, about your BNI journey. And for all the listeners, in the next episode, we're going to talk a little bit more and dive in deeper of who is Shrimp with Camera, why is it Shrimp with Camera, and much more. See you in the next episode.
Yeah, bye. Didn't know there was a next one, but apparently I'm doing that as well.